Alright, hi, this is Justin. I just wanted to make a quick video for some of you who have been wondering, I know I have. Recently I just started throwing off of the hump. I've never used to do this before. I watched some YouTube videos and found some cool things, but I just thought I'd make a little video explaining my processes and what I have taken from those videos and applied to my own little technique. So first things first, throwing off the hump, you need to make sure you wedge your clay real good. Get it as centered as possible. Mine's pretty centered, but the most important thing is having the top portion of your clay. You want to work it up and down, make sure there's no air bubbles, and then section off a little part to work from. So I'm going to compress a little area. So we'll say it's like 3 inches wide, 2.5 inches wide by, maybe 2.5 by 2.5, something like this, something this size. I don't know how much clay that would be, but you want to make sure you section off the area that you want to work with, and you could even make a little line with your finger to indicate that that is what you're dealing with. So the first step on the throwing process is making the hole. So what I'm going to do is, I don't usually do this, but throwing off of the hump, it helps take away a couple steps as far as, consuming some much needed time if you're in a pinch and you need to make as many cups as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 2 thumbs, and I'm going to start my hole with 2 thumbs, and at the same time the area in between my thumbs right here, I'm going to compress the rim. So that takes away 1 step right there. I don't need to do this. We're good. So the floor is nice and compressed as well, and this is going to be my first pull. So normally when I'm making cups, I make maybe 4 pulls, just a little bit at a time, working those rings of clay upwards. But I just started trying a new technique where I use my 2 fingers and my thumb underneath, kind of like a guide. This will be on the inside, close to your chest side underneath here, and this pointer finger will be inside, right at the floor of the pot, and my middle finger will be slightly underneath, and that's going to be my pulling motion. I'm going to pull the floor out, feel that ring of clay moving, and I'm going to go into a shape more of like a cone, inwards rather than outwards. So this will be my first pull. And with my outside hand, all I'm doing is kind of helping push the shape central rather than outwards, guiding it so that all of the clay is contained into the shape that you're going for. This helps me so that I have no chances of it flaring outwards. I have to compress it inwards and do all that junk. But so that's the first pull, and second pull, I'm going to use my left hand this time, not my right hand. So it will be entirely my left hand. My pinky will be on the outside of this rim, the left side of the rim, my left. Middle finger and ring finger will be on the inside, but mostly the ring finger will be doing all the inside work. The pinky is, just supporting the shape and also compressing the rim in between the ring finger and the pinky finger. You want to compress the rim there at the same time. And let me see. And with the thumb, that's your outer point of pressure. So with my right hand, I'm going to just guide it. You always want as much control as possible, so it helps me. Any little bit, is a good thing. So When I start, middle finger is going to start forming that ring. My thumb is lower than my middle finger. And I just pinch and pull. And this is the second pull. Alright, so Bailey, you want to look inside real quick? Okay, so out of 2 pulls, I got to the right height that I want to be at for the most part. At this point, you want to get all the water out of the bottom of the cup, you know. Get some of that slop off the rim. And from here, you could go about shaping it. So, the more I practice throwing off the hump, I think during my pulls, I'll be able to shape it at the same time, you know, to save even more time. But for now, I'll get to this step and use a rib. I'm going to use a wooden rib, and I'm going to just push out into the rib the shape that I want, starting at the floor. I'm going to just do a basic mug shape right now. Maybe like a little bit of belly here, a little more narrow at the top. And yeah, that's about it. I'll stop there. It's nice and dry, got all the slop off. And now this point is where I had a lot of trouble when I used to try to throw off the hump. I wasn't getting a clean cut, and every time I would pull the piece and move it from the hump to wherever I decided to dry it, I was losing its form. I didn't know what was going on. I would pick it up, and all of a sudden I set it down, and you know, it's like this shape or something. So I found some videos. I'm sure a lot of you guys know the string technique, but I never you know, I never really saw someone really get verbally involved. They would just show it. They would just make a video and show it. There was this one video it's called like the Japanese art of throwing off the hump, and they use a string, and they didn't say anything during the entire video, but you could kind of see a string or a fish line or whatnot. It's really important to use a string. So right here I have a thin piece of string right here, and nothing special. You want to have it long enough so that you can wrap it around your pointer finger on your left hand if you're right-handed a few times. So right here, as you can see, I looked inside to see where the bottom of my my cup is, and also when I formed it with the rib, I pushed out close to the bottom of the floor, and I remembered where the shape was pushing out from. So I made a nice ring of clay by pushing here, applying some pressure. This is where I'm going to make the cut with the string, and this also moves some clay up towards the floor of the pot so that I have some stability. I have some structure here that I can put 4 points of pressure, lift it easily off the hump and onto a drying rack without it losing its shape. So what you want to do, you want to wrap the string around your finger a few times, find the tip of your string here, grab the tip of your string with your opposite hand, and you want to pull tight. And some people take a needle tool and mark the line where they want to make a cut, but you could just pull tight and hold where you want that string to enter. So as you can see, I have my hole going completely around, and what you want to do is feed the tip of the string into that hole, just like so, you see. And you want to hold on an even line, an even plane. You want to hold your hand. The string needs to be completely flat, and when you turn your wheel back on, you want to, I'm doing it in slow motion, but you can see, here, look over here. You can see it pulling my hand in, and the string as well, into that hole. And I'm holding this line as still as possible, and you'll feel the string wrap around and you'll feel it cutting it. And if you snap the string at a complete straight line to that line that you made, not up, not down, but at a straight horizontal line from that incision, you'll make a clean cut, and you'll use 4 points of pressure on this ring of clay that you made at the bottom of the cup, and here, without much effort at all, you can lift up. And as you can see, I did not lose any shape in the top, and just gently slide it onto wherever you're going to dry it, and that's that. So real quick, I'll just show you full speed. Okay, stop it.